and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys yet again about Pinterest strategy. So I'm going to be talking to Teresa from Brogan Abroad blog, who has totally changed her Pinterest strategy for 2020 by doing a Pinterest masterclass course at the start of the year. I'm going to give Teresa a call on Zoom, and I'm going to get some tips for you guys about how you can increase your Pinterest traffic by up to 70% by rethinking your Pinterest strategy for 2020.
Hi Janet, I'm Teresa. As you know, I blog at Brogan Abroad, and I blog about travel, responsible travel mostly, with a focus on adventure, culture and food. I've been blogging for just over 3 years and I'm loving it.
I wanted to get you on here today to talk about Pinterest.
Okay.
I saw your comment in one of the groups about how you kind of had to re-strategize, like change your strategy, and how you've done a course, I think, at the start of the year. Have you been using Pinterest as a strategy to get traffic for all of those 3 years?
Well, I thought I was, but I've been using it from the beginning, but I didn't really have a strategy until this year. I started off just pinning like everyone else because everyone else was doing it, but I wasn't really understanding what I was trying to, well, I knew what I was trying to achieve. I wanted traffic, but I didn't know how I was going to get that traffic. I thought that by sharing pins, it would just happen magically. Obviously, it doesn't work that way. You need to think about how you do these things a bit more. Last year, another blogger recommended a Pinterest course that she'd done. She said it was really, really good. And I started in January, and it was a real game changer. It just suddenly realized that I was doing it wrong all this time.
So what did the course teach you different from what you were doing before?
The big revelation for me was thinking about Pinterest as a search engine rather than a social media platform. There's the same way that we optimize our blog post for Google through search engine optimization, you have to do the same with Pinterest. So I learned that not only do you have to do keyword research, so you can target the people that are looking for the content that you write about, but you also have to optimize your own profile, your own boards. So that was the main thing that changed everything for me.
I only learned that this year as well. I made some previous videos about it, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I had to put keywords like in my board description, profile description, you know, all that. And even now,
yes,
my description on my pins is like the full, 30 words or whatever, whereas it used to be things to do in Ireland. Now these are the best things to do in Ireland. And if you're looking for lovely places to visit in Ireland and fun things to do in Ireland, like it's all these sentences with keywords.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It sounds very simple, doesn't it? But you have to know that that's what you have to do in the first place.
Well, a lot of people don't know that still. And I think
that's right.
People think, oh yeah, but I'm doing all the repin threads, but I'm not seeing any traction. I'm like, you're doing it wrong. Like,
yes.
So are you still doing those repin threads or not?
So I'm still doing those threads, and the way that I used to do them before is I used to schedule the threads on Tailwind and then kind of forget about them. But I've realized that by doing them manually, it kind of
it helps. Is it? It's just better. I think some people say to do it manually, that it's just better than scheduling, or what is?
Tailwind. There's a little bit of a debate on whether Tailwind is as effective as it used to be, and I used to find it more effective before, or that's my feeling, because it's so hard to compare stats through Pinterest. That's kind of a personal feeling that I'm getting. So I've stopped scheduling pins, other people's pins. I schedule mine instead, which I'll go into later on. But I stopped scheduling other people's pins, and I do them manually now. It seems to be working better. I don't know if it's got any bearing on it, or maybe it's just a combination of things that I'm doing. But yes, that's
and what about someone? I just saw someone commenting on one of my videos recently and said that you shouldn't be making more than one pin per blog post. Now, I would argue that I would make at least 5, sometimes 10 fresh pins for a blog post. Or even if it was a blog post that was a few months old, I would make 5 new pins, on Canva and pin them again. What is your strategy with regards to that?
So yesterday, for example, I made 30 new pins for one blog post. So I don't obviously I don't add all those pins to my blog. I add a couple to them, and then everything, all the other pins, I upload directly on Pinterest. So yes, I think the more pins you have, because some designs work better, so it's good to try different designs and different wording on the pins and see what works better, so you can replicate it later on. Obviously, some people may know this and some people may not, but some type of content works better on Pinterest. Like, for example, how to get from London to Paris in a cheap way may not do very well on Pinterest because it's quite a specific topic. But top 10 things to do or top 10 hidden gems in Paris, which is a little bit more inspirational, it does a lot better. So you have as well to think about what sort of content you share more on Pinterest.
And how often, Teresa, are you pinning? Like, how many pins would you be pinning every day?
At the moment, my own pins, I pin about 3 or 4, but I'm thinking about increasing that. From what I've read on blogging groups on Facebook, there's quite a few successful bloggers who do a lot more than that. So I'm going to start trying, even though I've been having quite a bit of success on Pinterest, I want to have more success, obviously. So I want to try and do more.
What do you think is causing your success?
So fresh content, which is one of the big changes that Pinterest has made earlier this year. It's focusing on fresh content, fresh pins, whether it's for an old blog post or a new blog post. As long as the image and the design is new, you can change the description. Sometimes I change the description, sometimes I don't. So as long as it's a new image, then that's what Pinterest wants. Okay. And I think that's very, very important. I've also found actually that when I pin directly from my blog, the pin doesn't do as well as when I upload the pin directly onto Pinterest. Yeah. I don't know why, but that's what I've seen in my case. So I used to have like 6 different pins on my blog post, but now I have 2, and I have a lot more which are not on the post, and I just upload them directly to Pinterest.
I know that it's kind of a hard question because everyone's Pinterest traffic, including mine, has been kind of, it's like a roller coaster this year. Are you seeing any sort of increase kind of in your traffic since changing your strategy?
I have actually. Well, from the beginning of the year, I started growing quite a bit, maybe about 40%. But then obviously we've had the major events of mid-March, of the year really. And in mid-March, everything just fell off the cliff. So I've kept pinning throughout lockdown. I kept doing the same things that I was doing. But then this new fresh pin focus came up on Pinterest. So I decided to start trying that. And I started maybe about 6 weeks ago. And in the last 4 weeks, for example, I've had over 70% growth on my Pinterest traffic.
Okay, so if people are watching this, and I know a lot of my blogger friends watch these videos, and a lot of people are kind of struggling with Pinterest right now. Like, our traffic just kind of fell off a cliff and everyone's trying to regain it again. Would you have 2 or 3 tips, say like what are the most important things people should be focusing on if they're like, okay, I'm going to redo my Pinterest strategy, I'm going to go at it hard. What should they do?
Okay, so first of all, optimize your profile and optimize your boards with the keywords for the niche that you focus on. And then obviously do your keyword research for each topic that you pin directly to Pinterest. So always fresh pins, and maybe try directly and try through the blog as well to see what works best for you. And only pin to highly relevant boards. At the moment, I'm pinning to about 6 to 7 boards per pin. Okay. So not a huge amount, but I choose the ones that are very relevant to that particular pin.
So just to clarify, you pin directly to one board, when you're uploading the pin, and then do you pin
to every board?
Oh, like
so I pin.
Upload it to every board, or you upload it to one and then repin to other boards?
I upload it directly to every single board. So it does take a little bit of time, but I think it has helped.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely didn't hear that one before. And then one more question with regards, you're saying do your keyword research. So for us bloggers, normally that would mean going to Key Search or Uber Suggest or whatever. What does keyword research mean for Pinterest? How do you do it for Pinterest?
So for Pinterest, there's a very easy way to do it actually. So you go on the search bar and just go on things to do in Paris, for example. And underneath you're going to get a bar with lots of different variations or drill down suggestions for that topic or for that term.
Yeah.
And you can keep drilling down until you find something that is relevant to your board,
okay,
or to your content. And also sometimes it gives you ideas on what content to write or what content to create specifically for Pinterest.
Yeah. Oh, what was the course? Maybe you want to share what the course was?
Oh yes, of course. So the course was called Pin Practical Masterclass, and it's by a parenting blogger called Monica Frisse. I think it's pronounced her surname.
I'll try to look it up and put the link. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yes, her blog is called Redefining Mum, and it's a very practical course, which is the best way I learn actually, by someone telling me these are the steps you have to follow, and then rather than focusing on theory.
Yeah, for sure.
So I highly recommend that for sure.
Oh, yeah, great. Thanks so much for sharing these tips with us. I love sharing Pinterest information and Pinterest tips with my followers. They all seem to love Pinterest videos. So it's so good.
Excellent.
And where can people find you if they want to look you up?
So they can find me at broganabroad.com, and that's BROGAN. It's not broken, it's Brogan. And same handles on every social platform. So yeah, come and have a look at my blog.
Brilliant. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this about growing your traffic to your blog, increasing your traffic from Pinterest, don't forget to subscribe below. Thanks for watching, and let's grow our social media together.